Hey fam, let's talk about spaghetti for a second. For a lot of us growing up here in the States, spaghetti night was more than just food, it was family. It was that big pot on the stove, sauce simmering slow, garlic bread warming in the oven, and cousins running around the kitchen trying to sneak a taste. Spaghetti wasn't just a quick dinner, it was comfort, it was culture, it was how families stretched a meal to feed everybody at the table. Now here in Las Vegas, life moves fast. The Strip is glowing, traffic's buzzing, and folks are busy working hard. But even in a city that never sleeps, there's nothing like coming home to a warm plate of spaghetti with rich meat sauce. And the best part? You don't need to drop big money at a restaurant to get that flavor. You can build it right in your own kitchen, with simple ingredients, a little time, and a whole lot of love. This recipe right here. It's soulful and it's practical. Not only is it rich and hearty, but it's freezer-friendly too. That means you can cook once, save it, and reheat it on those busy weeknights when you don't have the energy to start from scratch. That's the kind of smart cooking families across America count on, stretching a meal, keeping it flavorful, and making sure no one leaves the table hungry. So today, I'm gonna show y'all how to make the best homemade spaghetti with meat sauce. Easy, juicy, full of flavor, and perfect for the freezer. By the end, you'll see why this recipe isn't just pasta, it's tradition, it's comfort, and it's one of the best ways to bring your people together around the table. Alright fam, now let's get into the heart of this recipe, the meat sauce. 'Cause let's be real, spaghetti is only as good as the sauce that goes on top. If the sauce is weak, the whole plate falls flat. But when the sauce is rich, seasoned right, and simmered low and slow, that's when you know dinner's about to hit. We're starting with ground beef. Go for that 80/20 mix, because a little fat keeps it juicy and flavorful. Heat up your pan, drop in the beef, and let it sizzle. As it browns, break it up with your spoon, and already your kitchen starts smelling like something special's happening. Next, we build layers. Toss in diced onions and garlic, because in every culture across America, onions and garlic are the flavor base. They bring sweetness, they bring aroma, and they let everybody in the house know you're cooking with love. Some folks even throw in bell peppers or carrots for extra flavor and color, and trust me, it makes that sauce look as good as it tastes. Now let's season. Salt, black pepper, Italian seasoning, that's the foundation. But don't stop there. In black and brown households, we like a little extra punch. Add paprika, maybe even a dash of cayenne, or hot sauce if you want that subtle kick. And here's the key move, Worcestershire sauce. Just a splash gives depth and umami that takes your meat sauce from basic to bold. Once the beef and veggies are seasoned, it's time to bring in the tomato base. Start with tomato paste to thicken things up, then add crushed tomatoes or tomato sauce. Stir it all together and let it bubble. That slow simmer. That's what brings everything to life. This isn't fast food, it's soul food. And soul food takes time, even when it's simple. As it cooks, the flavors start to marry, the sweetness of the tomatoes, the richness of the beef, the spice from the seasonings. Give it a taste, adjust as you go. Maybe you like it a little sweeter, add a pinch of sugar. Maybe you like it smoky, toss in more paprika. That's the beauty of cooking at home. You make it your way, you season it to your story. Picture it, you in your Las Vegas kitchen, the Strip glowing outside, but in your home it's all about that pot of sauce simmering slow. The smell alone is enough to call the family to the kitchen. Kids peeking in, asking when dinner's ready, somebody sneaking a taste with a spoon. That's not just food, that's community. That's tradition passed down through pots and pans. So take your time here, fam. Let that sauce cook until it's thick, rich, and clings to the back of your spoon. 'Cause when this sauce hits the spaghetti, That's when you'll know you made something truly special. Alright fam, now that our sauce is rich and ready, let's talk about the other half of this love story, the pasta. Cause listen, you can have the best sauce in the world, but if your noodles are mushy, it all falls apart. We want spaghetti that's tender, but still has that little bite. You know the word, al dente. That's the Italian way of saying just right. So grab a big pot, fill it with water, and don't be shy with the salt. Salted water is what gives your pasta flavor before it even touches the sauce. Bring it to a rolling boil, drop in your spaghetti, and let it cook. Stir every now and then so it doesn't stick. Taste a noodle around the 8 or 9 minute mark. If it's soft but still has a little chew, that's your signal. Drain it, but here's a trick, save a cup of that pasta water. That starchy liquid is gold for mixing later, helping the sauce cling to the noodles. Now, you can go two ways here. Some folks like to toss the spaghetti straight into the sauce, mixing it all together so every strand is coated. Others prefer to plate the noodles first, then pour the sauce on top, letting people mix it themselves at the table. Either way works, it just depends on how your family rolls. In black and brown households, both styles show up at Sunday dinners, and either way, folks are asking for seconds. Now here's the game changer, freezer-friendly prep. We all have those nights when life gets busy, work, school, running around, and the last thing you want to do is start dinner from scratch. That's why this recipe is perfect. Make a big batch of sauce, let it cool, and portion it into containers. Pop them in the freezer, and boom, future dinner's handled. When you need it, just thaw, reheat, and serve over fresh pasta. It saves money, saves time, and still tastes homemade. And let's be real, that's how families in America keep tradition alive while keeping up with busy schedules. Cooking once, stretching meals, and making sure the love lasts beyond just one night. It's smart, it's soulful, and it means even on a weekday, you can sit down to a plate that feels like Sunday. So remember fam, perfect pasta, rich sauce, and a little freezer planning. That's how you turn one night of cooking into a week of comfort. And when you sit down with that plate, spaghetti twirled on your fork, sauce clinging to every bite, you'll know it was worth every minute. Alright fam, here's the moment we've been waiting for. The sauce is rich, the pasta's cooked just right, and now it's time to bring it all together on the plate. This is where the love shows. Take that spaghetti and twirl it high with a fork, it's gotta look like a tower of comfort. Pour that thick, juicy meat sauce right on top, and let it sink down into every strand. Sprinkle on some cheese if you want, Parmesan for the classic vibe, or shredded cheddar if that's what your family loves. And don't forget the sides. A slice of garlic bread, maybe a simple salad, or even some collard greens on the table. That's when a simple pasta night turns into a full-on dinner spread. Now pause and take it in. The steam rising, the aroma filling the air, the colors on the plate. This isn't just food, it's memory in the making. In households across America, especially in black and brown families, meals like this are about more than eating. They are about togetherness. They are about laughter around the table, about kids asking for seconds, about leftovers you know won't last past tomorrow because everybody's sneaking back for another bite. And here in Las Vegas, where life is fast and bright, this plate of spaghetti is like a reminder to slow down. You don't have to chase flavor on the strip when you can create it in your own kitchen. Homemade, soulful, affordable, and still rich enough to taste like a feast. That's the real beauty of this recipe. It's freezer-friendly, so the love stretches beyond one night. It's easy, so anyone can pull it off. And it's delicious, so no plate comes back to the sink with food left on it. So here's my challenge to you, don't wait for a special occasion. Make this recipe for your people this week. Watch how fast the plates clear, watch the smiles around the table, and watch how something so simple turns into something unforgettable. And if this recipe spoke to you, don't let it be the last one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, fam. Drop a like, share it with somebody who loves good food, and stick around, cause I've got more soulful, freezer-friendly dinners coming your way. And trust me, the next one, it's gonna be even better.